Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sabansi. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we have a very, very serious show for you guys. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Also, if you want to follow me on Instagram, my name is Charles Sabansi. My handle is CTABANZ. If you want to follow the channel, Dreamers Pro on Instagram, same name of the channel, Dreamers Pro. And if you want today's full show before it comes out on YouTube, it is streaming for free on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Anyway, let me get into this story here. We had actually finished producing content for the day. Stepped out, had to run some errands, some personal errands, and then I was just there on my phone. And I came across some shows, specifically Get Up, where they were discussing the news surrounding Draymond Green. As you guys know, yesterday when we spoke about the story, I made my position crystal clear. I said the NBA needs to suspend Draymond Green for at least 25 games. I'm not a fan of Draymond Green's antics. I don't think what he does is cute. I don't think it's funny kicking people in their private region and acting like you don't know what's going on, doing all of that sucker you-know-what on the court. I never found that to be amusing, and I was never within the constituency of people that always found a reason to defend it. I was never that person, right? So I made my feelings pretty clear. Then yesterday, Jay Williams of ESPN, he spoke about the issue, and he was the only one that I heard really take a strong stance on it. Other people were joking about it. Other people were trying to make a joke about it, make light of it, and I didn't think it was funny whatsoever. So what happened this morning? This morning, I tuned into ESPN Get Up, and I was listening to the panel. Everyone was talking, and then it came time for Michael Wilbon to discuss the Draymond Green issue and to kind of weigh in and give his thoughts and feelings on the Draymond Green incident. And when it came time for him to talk about it, he absolutely annihilated Draymond Green on live TV. And I believe he said what needed to be said on the issue. So for those of you who didn't hear what Mike Wilbon had to say, I want to play it for you now. We're going to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to what Mike Wilbon had to say today on ESPN. Take a listen to that there.
You heard what Stephen A. said, and you've heard so much of the reaction here. What is your reaction to the way this has begun now with the league and your expectation of where it goes from here?
Well, Greeny, my reaction is probably a little bit more severe maybe than Stephen A.'s. Yes, he needs help, okay? But they need to take him off the court until he proves he's interested in getting that help and paying attention. Because Draymond Green wasn't paying attention to the last suspension. We know that because he tweeted and he said out loud, I'm going to be me. And finally, the league has said, no, you don't get to be you. You don't own the workplace. There are other people, by the way, your peers, your professionals who work in this place who should not have to fear being kicked in the crotch or smacked in the face or choked in public view to work. You are not more entitled to this workspace than they are. And it's going to be interesting, to see the union reaction. The union represents more than Draymond Green. And I'm sort of amazed at the lack of anger in some quarters at this. I mean, look, I know Draymond Green a little bit, enough to know this is complex. When you sit and talk to him, and Greeny, you have, and Stephen A. has a million times, and I have a lot of times, there is intellect and sense of humor and presence. You know what I mean? There's a sense of history of the... I have never had a conversation with Draymond Green where I walked away thinking that was a waste of time. As a matter of fact, just the opposite. I wanted it to last longer. Yeah. So you have that. You have a champion, a four-time champion who's going straight to the Hall of Fame. And my son says to me on the ride this morning, Dad, can Draymond Green even be on the Olympic team? No, he can't. You see this behavior? This is consistently going on for 8 years? How long has this been going on? And Draymond's given voice to it. I remember last year, Greeny, when we were all on a location, maybe it was, I don't know where we were, but the Warriors were playing a game, and Kendrick Perkins and I were just talking to Draymond about the slow road start the Warriors were off on. And Draymond looked at both of us and just said, listen, part of this is on me because I can't lead the way I normally lead, and the team needs me to because of the punch with Jordan Poole. This is Draymond telling us this, and he knew it.
Right.
And so I think that the whole situation, the culture has failed him in that, now I sound parental, but okay, maybe I need to be. Mm-hmm. The commissioner's office or someone needed to say before now, no, you're going away. Right. Not for 5 games. You're going to go away now for as long as we need you to until this gets fixed. Because Draymond Green is too valuable. He's too great a player. He's too valuable to the industry, to his team. I mean, what are we talking about here? And so it's disappointing, but I found myself, I don't want to hear indefinite turn into 7 games. I don't want to hear that. That would be, let me make sure I'm saying this clearly, gutless.
So you heard what Michael Wilbon had to say. Listen, I 100% agree with him. I also agree with him that if they do not suspend Draymond Green, in this case the NBA or the Golden State Warriors, whoever's going to suspend him, is going to look like an absolute joke. And it's going to show me that, and show us, that these people don't really care about how players act on the court. Let me repeat it once more for those who may be unaware. The incident of Draymond Green running down the court like a madman and jumping on the back of Rudy Gobert and choking him and dragging him across the court. If Draymond did that on the street, he would be arrested for assault. Police officers are not even allowed to do that move. Draymond got away with it. And the part that got me was there were people that were actually laughing about it. What is so funny about watching somebody get choked out on TV? What is so funny? And then people then try to justify it and say, oh, well, Rudy Gobert tried to touch the opposite teammate to separate. So you're trying to tell me that an equal response is throwing a chokehold on another player on live television, which moves me to the next point. We're not playing at Rucker Park. We're not playing at Drew League. These are professional NBA players that are playing for the biggest league in terms of basketball, which means that there's big money. There's a lot of investors. I was listening to Brian Windhorst yesterday, who said that the Golden State Warriors have invested $400 million into this basketball team just this year alone. So you don't get to behave like as if we at Rucker Park. There's a certain way you have to behave when you're an NBA player. And we're not going to allow some kind of Bush League behavior. That's not basketball. That's not competitive basketball. And I didn't see any reason for that. He got off light there. He got off easy there. When they should have thrown the book at him, they didn't. And I believe that the people that have been making excuses for Draymond Green, the people in media, the fans, y'all are the reason this dude has got, because Draymond feels like he can get away with anything. Even when it comes time to show, some contrition, he can't even do that. He can't even do that. Oh, well, I got to do me, and when I do certain things, I mean what. Like, yo, what are you talking about right now, bro? You threw somebody in a chokehold. What are you on right now? No one does more sucker you-know-what than Draymond. I don't like the way that guy plays back. He's a dirty player. I'm sorry. He's a dirty player. Period. End of story. Draymond does some of the most sus stuff on a basketball court. He kicks dudes in their private regions. He is stomped on people's chests while sitting on the floor. Yesterday, he just smacked that dude. And if you watch the play again, Draymond smacks Yusuf Nurkic in the face. If you go back and investigate that play, he then jumps up and acts like somebody did something. That's Draymond Green in a nutshell for you. This is why I can't stand Draymond Green. I can't. I'm sorry. Because he does too much sucker you-know-what. And then when it comes time for somebody to retaliate, he looks around like he doesn't know what's going on. He acts like he's totally confused at what just happened. I don't like that. Draymond is emotionally unstable. We've been saying this for a while. We've been saying this, and people need to keep it real. We're going to get to another topic of when Stephen A. Smith tried to make excuses for him. We're going to get to that show shortly when Michael Wilbon basically confronted him and said, no, we're not going to let you get away with that. Draymond Green is not no little child running around on a basketball. He's a grown adult. Certainly gets paid like one, too. So to me, man, listen, I'm not a fan of Draymond. I'm not a fan of that type of basketball. There's no basketball player that I ever endorsed and be like, yo, I love the way I don't like that. I just do not like it, and I think he's 100% on the money. They need to seriously suspend. He doesn't care. He does not care. This is the part people don't seem to understand. He doesn't care. He just got, 3 technicals or whatever it is in the last 3 incidents and 3 ejections in the last 30 days? You just came off with suspension, and now you're on another suspension? And this is somebody that cares? You know how you know Draymond doesn't care? Number one, he keeps repeating the same behavior. Number two, when you listen to him, he said, oh, well, I normally don't apologize for things that I meant to do, but that this one, I apologize. What? What are you talking about, cuzzo? I'm not a Draymond Green fan at all. I'm sorry. Some people in the media are going to be twerking it up, dancing all over the place. I am not a fan of Draymond Green and his antics. I am not. I don't have to like it. These are my thoughts. Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. And we catch you guys on the next show. Peace.